experience.
I loved this experience. Harry's been just a wonderful experience. And I've always been fathering and having special experiences with little people. I love the tree because it was an experience we had together. And we have a day-to-day, we have an experience every summer, that I'm glad she did it because it gave her a great experience with her mother. So those were challenging experiences that we were having an experience. Let's say me and a wife would have an experience, or even me and one of my kids would have an experience that's being filmed by our experience being public, because all the fruit that I got from it with my children and my experience. Our kids are starting to trickle in. We're going to sit down and have a whole family experience here. We read through the Nativity. We have an experience together. And there's one time when I'm watching all the wives in the kitchen work together, knocking hips. And I was really pleased to see the experience.
Okay, we're starting a new adventure. We're starting a new experience.
The pain of this experience has caused much trouble.
I watched my mom and my dad have a honeymoon experience.
When Truly Scrumptious comes into the family, that's this beautiful experience.
You keep using the word.
Janelle came in the family, and it diluted this experience I had with Mary.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
The experience of that coming together. Mary comes to the picnic, and we're having this experience. It's like I've gone through an entire experience.
It was a sweet experience.
I got a feeling through this experience that having this experience with Ariella here, I always wanted this big family experience. I had this wonderful experience with my own family. We had this whole experience with this catfish. This tattered bunch of t-shirts is just like an old unraveling of our 30-year experience.
Cody wants a soulmate experience with each one of his wives.
It's just a shock to me, the whole experience.
When I came to the family, I saw this big group family team experience.
Being in this Christmas house is a wonderful experience. We have an experience. We have this nice family experience, and it was a pleasant experience.
I miss the big experience.
Wink.
Hi, sister friends. Welcome to Monday night and tonight's experience. Drink. Told you I've been working on a new intro. And no, you do not need to drink, Lynn, every time the intro says experience. I have been collecting those for a while, and I thought it is now time to put them all together. And quite frankly, I have not gone through the rest of my phone and all the clips that I have saved. It I've slowly over the weekend been trying to go through and upload. So it will be modified, and it'll be a little bit longer as time goes on, as we add more experiences. All right. I mean, let's face it. Do we not drink at least once every episode? So clearly that wasn't all of them, but I figured 2.5 minutes of quick experiences was enough. Oh gosh. All right. Pookie, is your internet jumping around or is it Jenny's? I don't know. My internet's good. I don't know if StreamYard's acting up or not. That could be a possibility, or it could be yours. Hello. Let me say hi to some people, and then we'll jump in and get started. And I do have something also to share with you. I went to upload it here. I had some information from Janelle's friend who passed away that we saw at the end of last episode. And so I saved some information, and it didn't transfer to this computer, and I thought it was gone, and I didn't see it on my computer, and I was looking in my trash, and it wasn't in my trash, but the post was taken down from her husband's Facebook account. And I'm like, oh, I mean, it was nice. It was, it was something that he wrote after she had passed away. Because, when somebody that young dies, you just the questions go in your mind, like, why? Was it tragic? Was she sick? Was there an accident? What happened? So his post explains about that a little bit, but then he took it down. So I don't know if a bunch of people were writing. I didn't even look at the comment section. I just was disturbed by that picture at the very end of the episode last time. So I'll share that with you. Let me say hi to people first. And maybe I'll start off with that just to get it out of the way because it's a bit of a downer. Joni, hello. Hello, Lynn. Thank you for being our lovely moderator. DJ Tag. Hope you got my email video of Cody look-alike dancing. I don't know if I did DJ Tag. I'm gonna look. I was in there today, but or was I? Maybe it was yesterday or the day before. I'll look. So she tell hello, Kathy. Good to see you. Enum Denim, hello. Christine and David on money and college. She seems to imply she helped all the other kids with college, and if she can take stress off most kids. She helped all the kids with colleges, and if she can take stress off Moo's kids, she doesn't have a problem with that. Did anyone read it that way? No, I didn't at all. In fact, we can start there. That's a good place to start. MMT 173. Hello. We also have Robin in the house. Hi, Robin. And I'll do a couple more. We have Pookie, Amy, Stacy, Liz. And I'll do two more. Let me just scroll and see who pops up here near the top. We have Lady Bat 48, and a lot of you are talking to each other, so your names are popping up again. Darlene Hall, very good. And Brenda. Hi, Brenda. And Elizabeth. Okay, that's all. And everybody else that's here. Hello to everybody. Okay, I have 3 levels of names that are going to go across the bottom today. So if you are an exclusive SOS supporter and you don't see your name, it's because it's going to be in the next group with the big supporters. I'm trying to think. Yeah, in the next group with the big supporters. And then the last group is only keep the lights on level supporters. Okay, there we go. Housekeeping out of the way. Now, let's talk sadness right off the bat. Why is the picture not showing up? Let me see. There we go. Let's see if I can get it. So this is a picture of Angela's husband and her at an event that was on his Facebook page, because I always like to have like a visual, I'm a visual person. I've told you many times, I don't watch YouTube channels if I can't see the person talking. Like as soon as they start talking and I see it's only pictures, I'm like, bye. I just can't. I'm not an auditory learner. I'm a visual learner. So if you're like me, that's why I wanted to post that too. So beautiful couple. They live in Flagstaff, and her name was Angela Moody, as it said at the end of the episode. And his name, her husband's name, is Craig. They have, I don't remember, but they have children, and they also have grandchildren. Their youngest child is a senior, or is a senior this year in high school. And they also have children. Okay. And then this is what Craig wrote in his post. He has a broken heart emoji, and it says message of gratitude. I'm going to have it here because for some reason this post won't transfer over to my computer. So I'm just going to move my laptop over. It says, I'm not quite sure where to begin. These past few weeks have been the most painful, emotional, and strangely loving time of my life. Angela was so deeply loved. Most of you did not know the demons that she faced. The last 7 years were full of pain, and truthfully, I lost the woman I fell in love with at least 6 years ago. To the opioid pandemic and those who overprescribe, you stole her. Having had a front row seat to her suffering and sharing a bed with that darkness, please know that I did everything in my power to help her heal. I'm not a professional, and ultimately, I could not want recovery more than she did. Yet every single day, Angela woke up, put on her game face, and cared for Isaac and me with love and grace. She cooked, cleaned, gifted, and sang. Even in her pain, she gave her best right to the very end. She was also an amazing grandmother. She gave our granddaughters her full and loving attention every chance she could, reading, playing, laughing, and making them feel like they were the most important toddlers in the world. There are so many to thank. I know I cannot possibly remember all of you. Just know that my family appreciates you during this unbelievably horrible and difficult time. The outpouring of support has been overwhelming. The goodness of humanity has been front and center since Angela's passing. Family, friends, coworkers, and even complete strangers, all reaching out to help ease the pain. The goodness displayed knows no gender, race, religion, or politics. Evil walks, and the wicked may celebrate, but my God and my salvation will crush it all. I loved Angela so much, as did her family, her friends, her coworkers, and her inner circle. Thank you to everyone who surrounded us with love. Through your prayers, messages, meals, donations, and time, your support has been a lifeline, helping us find strength in the midst of heartbreak. Okay. And then he goes on to mention family members and where his focus is now. It's just beautifully written. I kept it together. Look at that. I cried the first time I read it. Beautifully written. But it's been taken down off of Facebook now. When I couldn't find it on here, I went to go find it and it just said post removed. So I don't know why, other than maybe there are, as he said, evil people in the world, and maybe people were writing terrible comments, and that would be unfortunate. So there's that sad news out of the way. But Janelle has really dealt with it this year, hasn't she? Well, I guess those were in different years, but it was October, but I don't know which October. Oh, that was filmed last year, so it was probably just this past October. It probably is just recently. Actually, it was a pretty recent near the top post, too. I bet it was just this past October. Gosh, that breaks my heart. Her son is like his defensive lineman or something, big, stocky, cute kid who's a senior in high school this year. That's a rough start to your senior year. Okay. All right. And Janelle suffers another loss. Okay. All right. How do you switch gears from that to what we're going through here? I don't know. Maybe we could say, and back to another tragedy. Janelle has to return to Flagstaff, which has got to have a lot of sad memories. So I'm happy for the show that she had that opportunity to spend that time with her girlfriend. And I think it seemed like, if I recall correctly, those are the two friends that will probably see Angela again, because I think those are the two friends that go to not St. Louis, not Las Vegas. If I only had a brain, I should stop live streaming at night. It's not good for anybody. You watching or me and my own brain. Mardi Gras town. What is that? How come New Orleans? Thank you very much. Thank you all. There it is. Everybody knows. Yeah, I think I think we'll see her again. But anyway, that's the details. All right. So as I was saying, I'm happy that Janelle was able to go back and have some positive memories, although now there's going to be a negative one when she goes back there again, thinking about the loss of her friend. Ugh. She is just never going to want to go back to Flagstaff, because there's not a whole lot of positive memories for her there. Let's face it. She never wanted to leave Vegas. We now know she tried to convince Christine into staying in Vegas with all their kids and letting Cody go with Robin. Talk about, that would have been so good on so many levels. I can't even say. I just can't even say it. may have, I mean, coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? It is what it is. But possibly Garrison, being that he didn't want to move, would have been more adjusted there and found more of his purpose and calling there. Who knows? Maybe even Peyton as well. I don't know. You don't know. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But it's just, she never wanted to go to Flagstaff. And there she ended up in Flagstaff. And then shortly after getting there, COVID hit. And then it all went to pot because Cody and Robin were a hot mess and blew up the family, essentially. All right. So yeah. So like, it upsets me that Cody wants to forget everything with the family in the house that he moved in, because of the number of experiences in that house where his kids were. Like, it didn't all have bad memories. He's like just trying to forget everything that was there, but you can't erase just a section of time that, like, it's all part of the journey that you have with people from beginning to end, the good times and the bad times. They're there together. So you can't just take a piece out, which is what bothers me about what Cody says, because the way his words make it seem like he's trying to start fresh, start new, and forget everything from the past, which is erase the children. And that really bothers me. All right. We have some gifted memberships here. Thank you, Darlene, for gifting some memberships to people. That is appreciated. And also Sam. Thank you, Sam, for the super chat. I appreciate you too. All right. I don't Janelle has cancer? Did somebody say in the chat Janelle had cancer? If she does, I don't know anything about it. Tell me. Did anyone else see that Janelle's battling cancer? Sam, you're the one that brought it. I did not see that. What kind of cancer? What stage? Give me details. Oh, it's like bad news is supposed to come in threes and then stop, isn't it? I feel like we've been inundated with our fair share. All right, let's go back, and I'll keep my eyes open for that from you, Sam, to see if anybody else saw what you saw. Right, she had that mole removed on her lip. I hope it's a fake story too. There's been a lot of those going around lately. Fake stories. She had quite the size. Remember how big that mole got on her lip? And it could have been cancerous or precancerous, or, but I do believe they got it all. I don't remember any lasting anything that came from it. Okay. But something new could have popped up too. And if it was a level of melanoma, it can pop up anywhere in your body too. Okay. Oh, sadness. I'm so sorry. Experience. Drink. David and Christine. Interesting conversation, don't you think? It felt very manufactured. A lot of these conversations are feeling manufactured. And boy, Cody and Robin again. We'll get there, but talk about bad acting. They just strike me as if they're on a 1950s black and white television sitcom, right? Yeah, darling. Oh, it's excruciating to sit through. It's awful. The setup is just like they don't even try to act surprised, or no, I guess they do try, because Robin is like, now? I mean, but it's so over dramatized that it's so uncomfortable. Okay, we're not talking about that now, but also the Christine David scene seems clearly manufactured as well. He walks in, there's a bunch of boxes on the counter with weird colored tape on it. I didn't know what that was. I didn't look that close, but I'm like, why do they have that weird colored tape on them if they just arrived? Why would they have colored tape like that? Anyway, mine don't arrive that way. Cody and Robin puke. Thanks for the super chat, Darlene. In the gifting mood today. So I felt like this was the plan. We're going to talk about money and college and that kind of thing. And we'll also talk about how Cody wanted to help the kids because he didn't want anyone to take out loans. Wasn't that what he said? Something like that? I don't know, because I'll just let you all know that I stayed up until 1:15 in the morning Sunday night, last night, recording a 2-hour-long video to edit for you all. But I didn't hit record. Gosh. Okay, I've decided I'm going to, from here on forth, do all my recording through a different platform that doesn't make you hit the button twice. I didn't even hit it the first time, though. It's not like, oh, I forgot to hit the record button twice because it makes you hit it twice. I didn't even hit it once. So I don't even have that as an excuse. I don't know, late. It was late at night. It was after 11 o'clock at night, and I was just starting it. So it's my fault. At any rate, I don't know why I started saying that, but the conversation with Christine and David. So David comes in, he's like, "Hey, a lot of boxes there, huh?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Huh?" And he just kind of laughed about it. And then Christine throws herself under the bus right away and says, "Yeah, it's been keeping me up at night. I think I'm overspending." What? You right? The sentence doesn't make sense. If you really think you're overspending to the point you can't sleep at night and you're so worried about it, stop spending. You didn't spend your whole life. It's not like you can't not do it. You went 30, 40 years not doing it. So, yeah, it's weird. Weird. Very weird. I didn't understand that. And all I kept thinking of is it's her awkward way of getting into this conversation. And they thought it would be fun because they have to, they probably are like, okay, we got grilled for the over affectionate stuff for 2 years. So now we have to show that we are working through things, thus the Peyton situation. And there was another one not too long ago that they had as well. And her also being frustrated with his tornado chasing. So like I think this is the route they're going for this season. This is their story arc, that we fight too. And here you go. We're to serve you one on a platter. But I'm thinking, based on information that I received in an email from somebody who knows the family, but I haven't had the time to write them back and find out exactly what I can say and what I can't say, because some of the stuff said don't say this, and I don't want to do anything wrong. So I want to find out details, answers to questions and details on what I can say, what I can't say, and then make the video first before I talk about it, because by then I will have worked through it all, and then I'll be able to eloquently talk about it, which I'm clearly not doing this evening. I'll be able to eloquently talk about it without misstepping. I don't want to say something I'm not supposed to say. But I can say this. One of the things that they mentioned is how the sister wives are using this platform of the show, as we've hypothesized in the past, to do personal attacks and digs at each other. But then they started like showing like more specific examples of like, this scene was because of this, and this scene was because of this, and this is, and like, oh, yeah, it all makes sense. And following that whole mantra of Christine will, this is what I thought. I started literally collecting clips of Christine saying, "My life with David is just so easy. It's just easy." Like, okay, like, and I agree with it. I'm like, oh, it was so sweet when she first started saying it, and she keeps saying it, and she keeps saying it, and she keeps saying it. So, and I'm like, I think she's sending a message. I just filed it in the back of my mind. But after getting this email about a lot more specifics and things, I'm thinking, okay, this matches perfectly. Christine is trying to send the message to Robin, because nobody talks to each other. outside of the show. And Janelle and Christine don't have any dirt to dish online that they wouldn't say to each other's faces anyway. But Christine is basically reminding Robin that she's still stuck with Cody, who's not easy. I mean, he's not easy to watch. For 20 minutes tops is how much airtime he maybe gets on the show. Because, I mean, it's really only a 42-minute show, and that's saying he gets half of it. And I don't even know if he quite gets half, but let's be generous and say he has 20 minutes on there. 20 minutes of him talking is excruciating to get through. I feel uncomfortable. I feel anxious listening to him talk. I feel like I want to help him finish sentences at times. You probably all feel like that with me this evening. Fair. But I think Christine is continuing to reiterate. So every time Robin watches it, she just goes, and by the way, my life is so easy now. This guy's so sweet and so easy to get along with. It's just easy. I'm just comfortable. I'm not on edge. I don't worry about what his emotions or his attitude is like, because he's just always in a good mood. He likes to talk through things with intelligence. He's just such a good guy, and he loves me unconditionally. And that is the whole thing. And now, in response to that, or maybe one was response to the other, I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg, but now Robin is doing the whole, I'm so attracted to Cody, and Cody's doing the, I'm so attracted to Robin, because Christine always wanted physical affection. So now Cody's like overplaying his hand with Robin, making us all vomit watching it, because he has no meter to monitor his emotions and behaviors, and he has clearly no idea what his actions and his words come out like to other people. He just can't see anything from somebody else's point of view, and we've said that a number of times on the show. So this is a tit for tat. So now I'm thinking, is it possible that this scene was kind of created for Christine to work through another problem? Like, it's no big deal. Whoop, that was quick. We just talk to each other and we work through it, and it's over. And then we won't bring it up again. It's just easy. Yeah. No arguing, no raising voices, no anger. Just, this is how we do it. But on top of it, Christine's like, I'm doing so much. I'm just shopping. I'm shopping. I'm doing so much shopping, to kind of let Robin know, you know what? This is what you always did with all of our money. But now that I have my own money back, I'm doing my own shopping with my money instead of you shopping with my money. What do you think? I think this is what's going down. I think it's a message from Christine that tells Robin, we're rolling in the dough right now. So, although David's not playing along if that's really her mantra, because he's like, oh, he came across like a jerk, in my opinion. Well, that's not how it's going to be now. I'm not going to what I have to worry about our retirement. I can't help a kid in college. She didn't say give her full pay. Also, my understanding is Truly's quite bright, so she most likely will receive scholarship money. And people on Sunday night were saying Utah has great state schools. Can't you go to a local state school? Because they're very affordable, especially if you get scholarship money. And if you're going to be staying at home, it is affordable. It's the private schools, or it's certain public schools, or if you go out of state to another public school, that's where it gets really pricey. And by affordable, I mean relatively. All right, college needs to be revamped. But thank you, Darlene. But that being said, why can't David help out Truly? I don't understand. The two of them are rolling in dough compared to me. I was able to help out all three of my kids. They're fine. They still took out loans. I thought that was important. I thought it was important that mom and dad don't pay for the whole thing, that they're financially invested in it, that they have a reason to work hard when they're there because they know they have a bill. And that's just how life goes. Would it be nice, if you're able to pay the whole thing, wouldn't it be nice to do it? Most of the, I shouldn't say most. There's a lot of celebrities and mostly financial people in that who who have a ton of money and they're like, no, my kid will pay his way through school. Yeah, of course I could pay for it. But what are they going to learn from that? Because the real world, when you get out there, and if like I were to help my kids, they would be smacked in the face when they got out and realize, well, who's going to help me now pay for this electricity bill and the water bill and the sewer bill and the garbage removal bill and the gas bill? And how come there's so many bills? And well, what's the deal with my paycheck now? They're taking 30% of it out. I don't even have that much money. Where's that money now? Who's paying for that for me? Like, well, that's not how life works. You work hard, you earn the money, and you live within your means. So that was a lesson anyway. I taught my kids. That was a whole soapbox, but that's to say, I totally disagree with David being so adamant that he's not going to help out at all. Now, that being said, he could have shared with us, I didn't help any of my children. They all had to do it on their own. And I helped guide them. I helped them find financial aid. I helped them find resources and the best interest loans and all that. But I had 7, 8 kids, however many he had. I couldn't support them all. I was a single dad just trying to make ends meet and make sure all their mouths were fed. So they did it on their own. Therefore, what's fair is that now, if he were to say that, then I would have said, okay, all right, fair is fair, right? Because like his kids, I could see being resentful. And that's the last thing you want is them to be resentful of Truly. But he never said that. I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like his kind of sort of arrogant tone in it. But I don't know if it's him trying to act and play again. Like I'm not liking these set up scenes of like, here's what we're going for here. This is what you say. Like, just put people together at a picnic table on Coyote Pass and let the fireworks fly. Oh gosh. I mean, usually we can get some authenticity from Cody in that he can't control himself and he can't control his mouth. So if you can push his buttons and get his emotions involved too, then you can get real Cody coming out. And it's ugly, for sure. But when he's not angry and he's trying to do a scene, it's terrible, just terrible. So anyway, that's where I stand on it. I feel like the scene was intended for Christine to throw some digs at Robin. Oh, I forgot part 2. Oh my gosh, this is a big part of it. The other thing that I mentioned last night, the first thing that came to my mind actually when I was watching it is Christine is doing this as a setup because this was before she filed the lawsuit. So she's setting the groundwork here to say, David's not going to pay. Like, so maybe the whole thing was planned and he's going to say, I'm not going to pay. He just went about it really poorly. He just looked bad in the whole thing. But the whole plan was for him to say, no, I'm not going to. And for her to say, oh, but like, we're so used to like the family contributing and I don't have Cody anymore. So I don't think at all it meant, and I want to help out Robin's kids. I think it was our kids would get money from the family fund to help with college, but Truly's not going to get anything. And Robin's older kids were probably fully funded, full pay to college on family funds. That being said, she wants Truly to have her part too. So that's what I think. So I think there's 2 things. Yes. That makes sense. TLC's messed up on timeline. They really are. It's really hard to follow this show. It's getting harder. Like I had to like really sit there. The conversation about whose fault it was that Coyote Pass wasn't sold between even the piece that they put in with Janelle confused me. So Janelle, well, all 4 of them, really. Janelle, Robin, Cody, and Mary, all of them. They were splicing back and forth between the 4 of them, and it felt like a ping pong match, but there were 4 balls in the court. or on the table going around. And I was like, what? Wait, what? Did you say this? Because I think TLC did Janelle really dirty on that scene. You want to go there now? I'll talk about that. I feel like, all right, let me switch. I think that alarm was to remind me. Go to the next. There we go. Here's more exclusive SOS supporters. And also, big supporters should be in here as well. They better be. Yeah, I think they're coming soon here. I can't see. Okay. So at the end, and we'll come back and we'll talk about Maddie and the baby, which was delightful. I was really confused. As I'm just watching it on the surface the first time through when we were watching it live, I'm thinking, Janelle was in cahoots. Janelle was in cahoots with Cody. And then I came back and went, no, I don't think so. And then at the very end, they had that little tag at the end where I'm like, oh, no, she is. She is in cahoots with him. But last night when I watched it and recorded my reaction video that went to nobody, and I was really analyzing what everybody was saying, I'm realizing, no, Janelle is not in cahoots with Cody. And when she said, yes, he could sell it from underneath her, that's just a fact. Like they took it out of sequence and they spliced it in reaction to what other people were saying, but it wasn't said in reaction to what other people were saying. It was just a clip of Janelle saying, yeah, Cody could. Yeah, when they said, when Cody asked you about selling it from underneath, or when he proposed it to you. So they made it clear, the director made it clear that Janelle wasn't involved with this. And Cody came to her and said, hey, I could just do this. And she's like, you could. And I think she was saying, you could. It would go terribly wrong for you. People will hate you with such vitriol that it will never be over. Like it's not in your best interest to do so. And I just feel like the rest of that thought either got cut off or just Janelle being Janelle just wanted people to assume that they understood where she was going and what she was thinking. That's my opinion on that. What do you guys think? Let me get back over to comments. I don't get how anyone is upset with Janelle. Yeah. Well, I get it. I get it because of the way they spliced the show. But once I sat down and I'm like, okay, I'm going to react to each thing. And so I had to slow it down and listen to what they said and respond to it. I'm like, well, hold up here. Janelle was not in cahoots with Cody at all on any of this. There's nothing she said that said, I wanted to do this behind Mary's back. All she agreed to was the fact that Cody approached her with the idea. And then she's like, and she said it really smugly like that too. She had that. She goes like, I told him, yeah, you could. I just feel like they cut it off. I really believe there was more to that where she's like, it would be the dumbest thing you ever did in your life. But technically you could go sell it the way it is right now. And that would mean that Mary would get 2 acres of land and Robin would have a gazillion acres of land and Janelle would have a little bit less than Robin. And Cody would have about the same amount as Janelle, I think. So it would be like Robin has the most, then Cody and Janelle, and then Mary significantly lower than that. Because Janelle has had Mary's back the whole way through this. Even when she was approaching Mary and trying to get Mary to understand they don't have your best interest. And Mary was not having it. She was still like, la, 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 la. I think that Robin is my best friend. Cody might want to marry me again someday. Like she was still stuck in this crazy world of, I trust them. And Janelle kept saying, you shouldn't trust them. Just be careful. Watch your back. And then she goes and tells them that that's what Janelle said to her. But okay. I don't know. Again, that was a splicing thing that made it look very direct. I don't know if I felt like she was trying to defend what she was saying at the table. So she brought Janelle along with her and said, well, even Janelle thinks so because she said this the other day. I think Mary was freaking out at the table and didn't want Cody and Robin to be upset with her. We're talking last season now, the scene I was talking about when all of a sudden we were saying she was throwing Janelle under the bus. And she did. She threw Janelle under the bus. But I don't think she went there with that intention, which was kind of the question last year. Like, did she go there to just be like, you're not going to believe what Janelle said? But after watching it, I remember thinking, I'm like, well, it was in response to her saying some things and Cody getting really worked up and defensive and everything. So I don't know. Oh, gosh. It is difficult to try to analyze and summarize this family and these people. It's difficult. So I'm telling you, after my analysis of going back through the words that they had there, I think it was TLC doing Janelle dirty. And she wasn't trying to be deceptive or underhanded at all. She had a huge smile on her face, and she looked very happy when she saw Mary. And Mary looked very happy about seeing her too. And they even did the side hug kind of thing, which I thought was sweet. It would have been even better if they would have gotten in a car together when they were waiting. That would have been amazing, but I get it. Baby steps. But clearly they were both happy to see each other. Now, Janelle did say she has no idea if she's like, Mary probably doesn't know about the conversation I had with Cody, because that's when she was saying, nobody's talking to anybody. Only Cody and I seem to be communicating with each other. Exhausting. I'm exhausted. Largely exhausted because I was up so late last night. I had a doctor's appointment early this morning, so it's been a day. Okay. Nicole, Cody right now, as the show is under contract, child support will be taken out of his paycheck and sent to Truly. He can't hide it. That's true. That's true. While he's working. I love that. Although they would collect it from him one way or another, I think. Now, you can't get it from the house. I don't know. I don't know what assets they have. It seems like they try to put everything in either like trusts for their kids or estate trusts. I don't know. They'd have to get like a liquidator to come and just sell all the crap that they have to get money back. And they've got a lot of it. That'd be quite an extensive garage sale. But other than that, I don't trust that they have a savings. I just don't think they do. I think money just flows through Robin's fingers and she cannot hold on to it. And Cody's not much more responsible because of his desires to be opulent and to be ostentatious and for people to think that he's just rolling in the dough. So he has to have the best of everything for other people to say. He probably doesn't have like the best bed sheets or the best alarm clock in his bedroom, like things that people won't see, they won't go, he won't care. Like he's all about appearances. He's all about what other people are going to think about him. And that's why he has to spend the way he spends. Robin, she just spends because like she thinks it's like breathing. It's just something everybody does, right? Ugh. Okay. Somebody just said New Orleans. They're catching up. You see Robin's pantry or panty. Praise Jesus, we did not see Robin's panty. Her pantry and junk drawer overflowing with stuff. Yes. What I thought was really odd too, and I didn't look that close, but first of all, it's a huge walk-in pantry. And I'm like, mine is more organized and you can see everything better. It's just a door you open and the shelves are in front of you. That's it. Normal size door. The one side goes a little bit deep, goes about 1.5 feet deep on the one side. But you don't walk into it. The shelves are right there. It's like most people's normal, average, everyday pantry. And yet I could find everything in mine, and it's fairly organized. I live with 2 guys, but they're trainable. They keep it basically clean. They put things back in the sections of where they're supposed to go. Since my son came home, he's got his whole agenda of what he eats for lunch and what he has for dinner. So he does his own meal prepping and all that stuff. And he's got all his spices and this and that and whatnot. I don't even know what it all is, but he has his section of the pantry that stays in. And that's just the way it is. And before that, like when the kids were younger, if there was candy from Halloween or they brought home from school, because there's always this, that, and the other event going on, or party or festival or whatever, we had this big bowl with a plastic lid on top. It used to be a salad bowl from catering. And it just goes into that bowl. So it was organized. It was never laying around. It was never, she took, first of all, can we talk about how much highly processed foods this family eats? Or at least she has her kids eating. Maybe her too. Because I don't think Cody eats any of that stuff. I think he's so obsessed with his body now. And now that he's lost some weight, going into the whole special forces thing, and then since special forces, I don't think we're going to see another processed food cross that man's lips. He's loving the way he looks. Did you see? Yeah, you see my jaw? You like that? You like that jaw? Who says that? Who, besides a meathead, who would ever say, hey, yeah, do you like my jaw? You like that jawbone? Uh-huh, yeah, now that I've cut some weight. Cool, huh? So gross. So disgusting. All right, so the pantry, when she opens it up and you look in there, there's all these bags, like the snack bags, chips, pretzels, that kind of stuff, Sun Chips, whatever. All the highly processed foods that come in those snack bags. They must have had 500 of them on the shelves. But she took all of them out of their original boxes and just shoved them onto the shelf. I'm thinking this is not a clever way of using space. Remove it from the box. Like now it's, you have to dig through all these loose bags that are stacked 7 high and all that smashed into these shelves to find the one that you want. Because when it comes to those snacks, usually you get those boxes, there's about 2 out of the 5 I just won't even touch. I'll be like, throw it away. I'm not interested in eating it. And then there's usually 1 that's my favorite, and then like 2 that I'm like, all right, I'll eat it if I'm hungry and there's nothing else. I would think that a lot of people are that way. We all have different tastes. We all like different things. So when she buys the box and she takes them all out of the box and sticks them all on the shelf, they're just going to keep digging through the shelf and making a mess out of everything. Has she no foresight into this? No thought? Like, if the box is getting low and you want to save space, all you have to do is take a scissors or just rip around the box and make it half as tall. And then you've saved that space. There's such easy solutions. And of course, there's a gazillion container stores and Tupperware, and just go online to Amazon, and there's a million different companies that are selling organizational plastic containers that she could use. But I would say that we don't need 500 bags of snacks in our pantry, Robin. That might not be what's best for your kids. I worry about Saul. I don't know. I don't know how healthy his diet is. Okay, he's a kid. I'm not going to talk about him, but I remember he had all his special foods. Nobody could go into their pantry or eat anything because he had these only particular foods. We found out from McKelty it wasn't because of diet. It was because he's picky too, just like his dad. He only eats certain things. So he was trained to be like that. And what parent cannot teach their kids when, again, they're in double digits, to put things away where they took them out from? Like, why is this such a difficult concept? I know it's a little bit difficult because Robin has taken all the containers away. So she has sabotaged the environment. It's like she creates her own drama. I'm going to take away all the boxes that everything came in and just shove all the food on the shelves. And then when people dig through it to find something that falls on the ground, I'll be like, why must I be the one that always has to clean the pantry? So funny. The fact that she used the word cleaning in general just cracked me up. But yeah, all she's doing is showing that she's a bad parent. She doesn't know how to parent if she can't teach people to put things where they belong, and also bad because she is setting up their environment for failure. All right. Mess. But like her environment's always a mess. Anyway, I don't know, they're used to it. It's just massive. It's a palace. What is it now? It's a castle now, according to Cody. Castle. Because castles are opulent. I'm Cody Brown. Oh, this is why she needs a nanny, according to JB Janzi, right? Yes, of course. Get that woman another nanny. Where'd the nanny go? She needs a maid. I believe that the nanny probably was a maid too. She called the nanny a nanny and a tutor because Robin was so busy at work that she couldn't help her kids with school. Why? Why'd she need the tutor? Why'd she need the nanny? We still never got the answer to that. I still really want to know, what does the nanny do? And I know that that phrase came out because Christine wanted to know, what does the nanny do to be able to see everybody? What is she doing in terms of COVID rules? But I just want to know in general, what does the nanny do? Which is what we all thought when she first said it. It's such a good line. Yeah, kids are picky because parents let them be. Yeah. And this is true. My pediatrician told me kids will not starve themselves. So if your child doesn't finish eating their dinner, but they want to have the dessert with everybody else, you just take a piece of saran wrap, cover it up, and say, yes, you can have dessert, but not until your dinner's done. But I know you're full now, so I'm going to cover it up, and we can reheat it if it's something that needs to be reheated, but you can go play, but you'll come back and you'll finish this, and then you can have your dessert. And if they don't come back and finish it, the doc's like, that's fine, then they weren't hungry. Because if they're hungry, they will eat the food that you put in front of them. They won't starve themselves to death like cats will. That's a sad story. I'm not going to tell you about it, but trust me, cats will starve themselves to death. They will go on hunger strikes. They don't know any better. I mean, they don't starve themselves like they become emancipated. They just won't eat for a day or two, and then their kidneys shut down. It's not a good situation. But children won't do that. So, yeah, you can't use that. Oh, they wouldn't eat anything else, so I had to give them the Lay's potato chips. You know, I couldn't send them to bed without eating anything. Again, I'm a child of the 70s and 80s. Yes, children can go to bed without having dinner. You'll live. Now it's considered child abuse, apparently, but it was called discipline back in the day. All right. Yeah, she's making sure they don't run out of bad food. Yep. They are prepared in case of the apocalypse coming. Apparently, they don't think that they're going to be part of the rapture, and they're going to be left behind, and they're going to need to survive. So there you go. She's stocking up on food that won't go bad for 50 years. Even if you ate it, it could stay inside your intestines that long. I mean, it'll rot in there, but that's all right. I mean, don't think I don't eat a Lay's potato chip. I'm not trying to be high and mighty here. I'm just saying that's what the pantry was. 3/4 of it was all processed food. I didn't even see canned foods. I didn't see a can of something. I'm like, let's do the next best thing to frozen or fresh vegetables, or like maybe we have some canned beans and canned corn or something. Nothing. I didn't see a can with real food inside of it at all. Everything was made in a factory. Okay. And this episode was talking about shaving his head. Yeah, he threw that out there to be sensational. I think he's trying to wait and see how much it goes around social media and what people say about it, because he knows everyone thinks his hair is ridiculous, but he's totally in love with it. So he's like, I'm going to throw this nugget out. Like, I'm not biting. You're not shaving your whole head, Cody. He can't do it. It goes against the nature of his being. He loves his curls so much that he's hanging on to every last curl. Do you remember his hairdresser saying, it is time to shave it? back in like season 4. Still won't listen. It's really funny how fluffy he's trying to make it now, too. It's looking a little extra Bozo the Clown because it's only from here back. And then there's the couple few strands that are on the little circle in the front that he now puts straight back. He doesn't have them hang down as much as he did before, but I think it's because the skin band between the Lonely Island and the rest of his hair is getting so big that if these hang to the side, it's going to look really weird having all of this be just bare head. So now you'll notice we do a lot more hair gel. We do a lot more pinning it back. I think a lot of hairspray. We're covering the sidewalk that goes across the middle of the head with this patch of grass. Weeds, with the few weeds that are growing in the front, are pulling back over the sidewalk. Try to make it look like hair. He's hanging on. Okay. Let's see here. I don't think they have the rapture. Oh, so they don't believe in the rapture? I'm not even sure about that. Actually, the whole religion thing is another thing that was in that email. So that'll come out in the next week or two when I can find time to catch up. Well, that's a very good question here, Wolf Walker. What happened to Christine's stockpile? Because she left it all for them. All her food. She didn't want any of it. I thought it was going to Robin's house, but then he claimed Robin's house didn't have room for it. There was room at Mary's, but I just don't think he wanted to take anything to Mary's house because he was trying to get as much out of Mary's house as he could. So where is all that food? I don't know. It probably all has freezer burn, all those frozen freezers, those, like places you could store a body, freezers. And there's a name for them, not the upright freezers, but there's another name for the freezers that you just lift the lid on. Those big ones. I think she had 2 huge ones. I bet that she's not even bothering to take anything out of there. And it all has freezer burn and they're going to end up throwing it away. Or maybe she's like, oh, this is never going to make it to the other side of town. We should throw it all away and then just sell the freezers. All right. Oh, that's true. They did show them eating pizza, didn't they, Cindy? Yeah, not exactly a meal at their house. I mean, it is a meal. I'll say it's not a meal, but like we're not seeing a whole lot of home cooking coming out of Robin. And I don't know how much this family sits together and talks to each other and has dinner together because they're grabbing their pizza and stuff. And Cody's like, how about we all go to the table and sit down? Like it's a novel idea. I thought, well, that's an interesting way to say it. Like, as opposed to, all right, grab your food and let's sit down and eat, or, just like, because that's what we do every day. He made it seem like, let's try something out here. All right, just for shits and giggles. I mean, there's a camera here. So how about we all sit at the same table together and eat our own individual pizzas that we have here? And because I want to talk to you, I have something to share, which didn't go really well. Again, Brianna said nothing. Brianna's like, she's got one step out the door. I mean, she's over 18, so she has every right to say, I don't want to be on the show. So she says nothing. Aurora repeats the mantra of her mother. My goodness, if you were to put Robin's face on her, you would be like, Robin, stop saying it again. Like everything that came out of Aurora's mouth was a complete parrot of what Robin says all the time about Coyote Pass and how sad it is. And it's the end of the dream and the big family and over it. Like, please, let's not say it again. I think Robin knows she said it so much and we're all frustrated with her. So now she's employing the youngins the youngins are really the little ones. they don't follow script really well. She can't employ them. She employs Aurora because Brianna too is a wild card. I'm still convinced she was making fun of her mother when she's like, because we need to find our soulmate. And Robin laughs really hard. I still think that was to cover up the fact that her daughter was calling her out. I think Brianna's over it. I mean, she's like, peace out. She's just looking for a guy. She's looking for a reason to get out of there because really the money train is at that house. And I think she's still in college. So she's going to have to stick it out until she can get herself a job. And if she gets a job and moves out before mommy and daddy want her to, they're not going to help support her either. I mean, she's stuck until she marries a man. That's sad. My glasses are very dirty today. I keep seeing spots. My apologies. I keep wiping them. Okay. So at the table, the whole news kind of just thumps. Boom. Like a lead ball. Like everyone's like, okay. All right. Like we knew it was coming. We knew this was happening. And so Robin's trying to get a reaction from Ari then. She's like, Ari, did you hear that? Ari's like, yes. So we're never going to be able to go back to Coyote Pass ever again. Like, let me just try to make it so that you're going to be really upset about this. Great parenting right there. Great parenting. If you know you're selling something that has sentimental value to your kids, what you do is you talk about the good times and say, wasn't that great? Just think of all the great memories we're going to have someplace else. It's so good that we had those times together. You err on the positive and you talk about it. So you'll never go back again. It's kind of like Cody when he was talking to Truly. So Truly, no hugs. So are you excited? No smiles. Doesn't look like you're excited. Oh, well, I guess you're moving anyway. Like, oh my God. It's torture to watch, but it would be torture to be one of those kids too, whose parents are constantly, and I mean constantly, being negative. There's no positivity here. None. And the funny thing is, I was watching McKelty's Patreon, and she was talking about Cody's episode, which was a real kind of interesting reaction to it, where she just tries her best to gleam on to any little spark. And bless her. I mean, it is her dad, right? She is trying to find any spark of hope and goodness in this man. And then she talks about it like crazy. I mean, it's her dad, so I really can't blame her, but it's frustrating to listen to her because I'm like, I think you need to listen to that again because you're really hearing it through the ears of the child who wants to hear that her dad is contrite and apologetic and yearning to reconcile with his kids and is going to take every step he can to make that happen. Now, she did say on her Patreon that he did reach out to her after Special Forces, and she believes, and this is, very McKelty, because she'll just say things she has no idea, but this very McKelty to say that she believes he also reached out to some of the other kids. Okay, so that was a meaningless line, but we do know that he reached out to her. But then they reiterate. Now, we knew this from the past, from a previous Patreon that she had, but her and Cody, or not Cody, I always want to call Tony Cody because my God, is he Cody 2.0, right? And then Tony, Cody, that same kind of 4-letter names ending in a Y, anyway, with an O. Tony said, yeah, he reached out and you responded. And then he reached out again, but that's when you were like, I'm not ready for responding to that right now. So he's not doing a great job of it. I mean, it doesn't count if you reach out and you upset your children even more. That's not reaching out. It's not making contact. It's reaching out. They're different things. And I don't think Cody understands the difference between them because 2 texts, and McKelty's not talking to him again. There you go. Okay. This is so funny. Sailboat RN. My hair is naturally curly, and I pray every day that I don't look like him. Oh, it's funny. Y'all are hysterical. Gosh, I wish I could just sit here and just read everything you guys say, but that would not be very interesting channel, would it? Joni thinks that they sit in front of the TV every day, eat separately, and just DoorDash their meals. I think they DoorDash every day. I do. I think that it's only, let me switch the banner again. I think it's only maybe once a week, if that, maybe twice a month. Robin cooks, maybe once a month. Robin cooks because clearly go to the pantry and just grab something for breakfast, whatever's in there, packaged Little Debbie donuts or something. And then lunch, they probably make a sandwich or something from the refrigerator. I don't know. Maybe that's even giving them too much credit. I'm not sure. They probably have all prepackaged meals that they just buy from the frozen section. They get Hungry Man's for Cody. Now, Cody just eats beans and protein. All right, switching. Here we go. Here are Keep the Lights On level supporters. Thank you all. Your names are scrolling down below. And as we do that, before I finish on our last topics and we talk Coyote Pass, I'm going to read the names of our big supporters. We have a couple new ones in here. Taffy, Grise, Sailboat RN, CP, Jen, Nuclear Rabbit, Kitty 1838, Leslie Reddick, Becky S, April S, Darlene Hall, Carol, Deborah Sabella, Barbara D. Jack, Liz S, Alwyn the Mini Chef, Mary J. Shanty 3, Linda W., Aaliyah, Crafty Florida Lady, Shaniqua Smith, Lynn Skinner, and Knit My Bit. And our exclusive SOS supporters are Bertie K, Carol Annie D, Ali Molly, Star Wills, Lisa Elmer, Shanna Banana, I got Star Wills in there twice. And Lisa Elmer in there twice. And Shanna Banana in there twice. Oh, I'm being redundant. Who am I, Cody Brown? Pam's Crafty Heart, Libby Scher, Silky DK, Janet Ebert, Steph Stevens, Adele Sodal Peterson, Leanna Allen, I'm Your Huckleberry, Alyssa 1704, Laura Gruber, Patricia Unesthetic Like, Yankee Ghost, S. Cassie, Tracy's Fractured History and More, Kimberly Beckstead, Kendra MP, Lavender Vanilla, S.L. Wynn, Jane Morgan, Oceanborn, Lisa Ochino, Amanda Scott, Joni C., Carita 30, Linda Merman, Lisa Gaska, Holly Jones, Joni C. 615, Anonymous, Sharon, Allie D., Echo Gilman, Christine Werhope, Lean, Living in a Eclectic Life, Cindy Gregory, Laura McWilliams, Dee Dee, Steamfrog 99, Pinky Tusk, J. Lou, Jennifer Harmon, Marie Lingham, Evie, Stacy G, Karen Perk, Skilled Virgo, Shotzi's Peace, Marsha Cooper, Diane Almeida, Farron, That's My Shoe, Amy D, Lindsay B, Lisa, Xochitl Mario, Carla Colson, Alexandria Swan, Rain Lady, Sarah Lewis, Marie Crabb, Waldo's Mom, Lisa F, Danny Towns, Ms. Lita, Ladybird's Mom, Donna Redmond, Jessica Denham, and Kaylin. All right. Thank you for your support, everybody. I appreciate all you subscribers on every level for sure. And I am very appreciative to everybody who participates in this channel, whether you're a subscriber or not. Just watching helps the channel. Hitting the like button helps the channel. Subscribing to the channel helps the channel. There's lots of things you can do to not have to pay out money to support the channel. Before you Amazon shop, click on one of my links below and then do your shopping. All of it helps. Okay. Aurora better keep her boyfriend away from Brianna. Fanpool, I didn't even think about that. It's true. She is her mother's daughter. Yeah, Wendy was like, Ari was like, and I think, that's interesting that you say that because it's very possible that Ari's reaction after Robin said, "So you're never going to go there again," was, "Oh, I'm supposed to be sad." Like she really just didn't care. We've moved on. We said we were going to sell the land. I know we were going to sell the land. This is not a big announcement. It could very well be. She's like, "Oh, this is all right. I forgot. Acting. Cody College." They have no real family dynamics. N.M. Denim. It is so true. I think that's what makes it so uncomfortable. I feel like there's a chance this is close to what real life is like in their house, which is frightening, isn't it? It is uncomfortable to watch at the highest level. Like the lack of conversation, turn taking in conversation, the give and take, the ebbs and flows, the just easiness of, and well, Christine says it all the time. Life is just easy. Conversations are easy. Like it's not easy with Cody, but it's not easy with Robin either. Even in her couch interviews, it's anxiety stricken and I was watching the show again today as I was recording clips before I went and re-recorded my reaction because I just wasn't feeling up to it. So I'm like, I'm just going to sit here and record the show so I have it on tape to start putting clips into it once I record it. And I was thinking that as I was watching it, Robin reminds me of people who have, well, maybe you don't know people like this, but I've known a couple people in my life who've had like neck fusion surgeries, spinal cord fusion surgeries. And I don't know all the details of it, but I know that they look like this and they kind of they can't turn their head very much. This is what she looks like. She's so uncomfortable. I don't know if part of it is all the blazers and sweaters she wears, if maybe they have padded shoulders inside of them that kind of puts her shoulders up like that. Maybe she just always is like on edge and her shoulders are up. But I think with like the kind of truncated neck that she has on top of it, that like I think that's partly why it's so uncomfortable to watch her speak. I feel like it comes across as inauthentic because it feels like she's doing this. But I don't know if she is. I don't know. But when I was watching it recording today, I'm like, just put your shoulders down. Just relax. You've done this for 15 years. There's nobody in here but the producers who you've known for 15 years. Why the tension? A lot of tension. Unsure. All right. Boogie wants to know, do I think that Dayton lives there? I don't. I find it hard to believe that he would take such a hard stance at I refuse to have any part of my body be in any scene for anything on the show, that I'm not going to participate on any level. Like I just don't see that being in Dayton's nature at all. So I feel like when he wasn't on the show before, we would see him in the background getting food at Thanksgiving, and we would, kind of see him in passing around, sort of like we see Michelle and Logan at times, not Logan as much, but more Michelle, sort of in the background, walking by or the back of them, just not the front of them on a lot of scenes on the show. But we haven't seen Dayton in a very long time. I don't think he's there. I don't. And if he was there, that would mean that he had never left. And I feel like McKelty would know that. Whereas McKelty's like, I have no idea where Dayton is now. I'm like, I feel like if Dayton was still connected with Robin and Cody, that she would have an idea. Also because Tony keeps coming out and saying that, yeah, he still doesn't think Cody's that bad of a guy. Like he's made bad choices and bad mistakes, and he understands how bad McKelty's life was and what her experience was. But from his perspective, he's an okay guy. Like he laughs at all of Cody's jokes, especially if they're sexual. And like, I think he speaks Cody's language. It does. Cody missed the boat on befriending Tony because I think the two of them would be like best buds. But Tony has got to answer to McKelty right now, so he's not going to forge that relationship by any means. But he definitely has Cody's back. There was a reason I was starting to go down that road, and I don't remember what it was. Okay, I don't remember. Stouffer's. I got 1 box of Stouffer's left. Remember I told you guys I bought somewhere between 15 and 20 boxes of them. Okay, it's sort of a processed food too. It's dried spices and dried bread. It's not really as processed as like processed. It's not high. It's processed, but not highly processed. I know it's like a special treat for myself when I have it, but it was 99 cents a box at Acme. And I'm like, it's dried bread and spices. It's not going to go bad. I can eat it even after it expires if I want to. And I've been enjoying them down to 1 box. It's going to have to be a special night where I crack that out. Maybe New Year's Eve or something. I literally will just eat a box of stuffing and be happy. I could live on stuffing and potatoes. Thanksgiving, that's my holiday. All right, I could pass up the turkey. I mean, I eat it because I know I should, but stuffing and potatoes. Okay. The kid needs to be outside more. He's quite pale. It doesn't seem like he's getting enough sun. Hope he's taking his vitamin D. Well, now this is a good question, Mama Squirrel. I wonder how many pantries they actually have. Because in a castle, it seems like they would have more than just that one pantry in the kitchen. I bet that there were other cupboards and closets and other storage for different foods that weren't even there. Maybe that was the strictly processed food pantry, like maybe around the corner, because you could tell that it kind of went around the corner too. Maybe it is a continuation of everything that we saw there. Like this whole walk-in closet of 4 shelves high is all the highly processed foods that we have in our house. And Robin just said, gone to the store and bought more. Well, I don't know if she went to the store. It was delivered. Who are we kidding? She just got another load of groceries delivered and she needed to organize in order to find room for it. Like, why order? Why order more food that needs to fit into that pantry when there's no room for any food in that pantry? Because she can't help herself. Bye, bye, bye. Okay. I'm guessing they have boxes of food unpacked in the basement. I would believe that. I wonder if they have a basement in that house. Huh. I don't remember that in the like walkthrough pictures. Okay. How are we going to tell the difference between regular Robin and drunk Robin? Drunk Robin might smile. You never know. But then for some people, it just enhances their current personality. So she might take the depressing end of alcohol and really just go further down because she is not exactly the happiest woman in the world. Art by Julie says Tony doesn't want to say all the truth he's holding in case things get better amongst everyone. That could be. McKelty doesn't care right now. Well, I'm sure she's got a lot more she can say that she's not sharing. So she cares on some level, but she is willing to point out Cody's faults now, where she couldn't before. He still won't point out Cody's faults, really. Unless on occasion he'll agree with her. But on his own, he won't be like, well, I really wish that man wouldn't do that like that. Those kind of words would not come out of his mouth. He just laughs every time Cody says something wrong, inappropriate, or even just mean. If he's mean, he like covers his face and shakes his head, but he's laughing when he does it. It's just odd. It's very weird. Okay. They need a pantry to hide from the Chernobyl dust in the mining days. Yeah. I wonder if they have like an escape hatch somewhere in the back, kind of like Wizard of Oz. They can go. They have in Oklahoma in case there's a tornado. Get underground. Get in the safe house. It's very Cody Brown to have a safe house. Very Cody Brown. Okay. All right. So let's get to, because we don't have that much time left, the final scene. Now, I find it fascinating. I'm liking the fact that Mary seems to be the one that's dropping nuggets of information that we didn't know before more than anybody else. And I'm here for it. For her to come out and say Cody wanted her to sign a confidentiality agreement is huge. Why would you ever need somebody to sign a confidentiality agreement about a document that's a public record, by the way? So it's not like they needed to hide the date it was sold, or they needed to hide. What would they need to hide? What would she need to sign a confidentiality agreement about? Now, I think, oh, my nose is tickling again today. I'm so sorry. So the director came out and said, would you have been able to talk about it if Cody would have sold it out from underneath you, giving you only 2 acres worth of profit? If he would have done that, then could you have talked about it to anybody if you would have signed the first confidentiality agreement? And that's when she said no. The first. Did anyone else catch that? So there was a second confidentiality agreement. Did she sign that one? Did she sign any confidentiality agreement? Because if so, I'm really, really irked that already we feel like they hide back so much from us and they don't tell us the truth about things. There were a lot of times in this episode where we were talking around things. Even Janelle at one point was talking around something that I'm like, just what are you trying to say? About what? About, like, there's always like a follow-up question, like, what are these words are referring to? And the circumstance you're talking about is, like, it's just this ambiguous language that drives me crazy. You know, I hate that. And they all do it. And Janelle did it on this episode. I can't remember where because I'm trying to mentally forget last night. But at any rate, there's a lot of, we're not going to give a whole lot of details about things, which made it difficult also to try to pin down the timeline and figure out, is Janelle in cahoots with Cody or is she not? So that, it didn't help that she wasn't specific, but Love the Mary was very specific. And the fact that he wanted her to sign a confidentiality. How many people in their lives have had people say, I want you to sign a confidentiality agreement? This is not something that comes up very much. And this is a show about their lives. This is a show that they claim is, oh, it's all real, and this is exactly what we're going through. Then there's no need to sign. And it's simply selling property, which they all claim they all want it to be fair and equal. They all want a quarter of the land. So what's the problem? That's the confusing part about that whole part of the storyline. Mary is saying, I'm not signing anything until I know everything is fair and divided equally. So the first one, at any rate, that he presented to her was before he went and divided the land. Like, well, before I do all that, you just go ahead and sign this thing that says you can't ever say a word about anything. Like, she'd been a fool to sign it. But he's mad at her for dragging her feet because she wouldn't sign a confidentiality agreement? Are you kidding me? Like, he wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. Man, he still wants to control the strings on these women. Like he owns them still, because I believe he thought he owned them before. And he's still bitter about the fact that they broke away from his ownership. I need to know if Mary signed a confidentiality agreement. And I really want to know if Mary did as well. Gosh, I hope not. I hope they had really good lawyers that are like, this is not in your best interest. And there's no need for it. Everybody wants everything to be equal. We're going to make it all equal. We're going to sell it and we're going to divide it equally. It is not a difficult concept whatsoever. So why the confidentiality agreement? What is he trying? He's trying to get away with something. Something. What is it? Now, the other part in this whole conversation that was wacky on top of, we kind of started off with the whole Janelle part of it and how like the way they spliced it, and is Janelle involved somehow in trying to undermine Mary, which I feel like was not the case. And if you're just joining in, you can go back and watch the beginning of this review or this chat, this fireside chat that we're having, if you will. But Robin and Mary had a bit of a tiff. And of course, Mary's the one that brings it up. But she said that the last conversation she had with Robin was difficult, just like the ones she was having with Cody. So she was having multiple ones with Cody until she finally said, I'm done with the way you're talking to me, and I'm done with the way you're talking about my friends. So he makes it personal. No reason to bring Jen into this at all. So, Cody is just all up in his emotions. Can't think straight, can't think like a man. And so Mary talks to Robin at some point. I believe Robin called Mary because Cody's flipping out and his curls are getting really, really tight at home. And so Robin's like, I'm going to take care of this. I'll call Mary. We were besties, and I think we still are. She hasn't really reached out to me, and she said that I don't know how to be friends with you, but I think I can smooth this out because I always have been able to in the past. So she called her and tried to make Mary sign the confidentiality agreement. That's the only thing that makes sense. But the confidentiality agreement, again, was presented before the land was divided up, and Cody could have still taken it all and given her just 2 acres worth of money after it was sold. Yeah. But Cody blames Janelle. Do you notice that? I want to know if Janelle comes back and says that's not how it went down, because he claims the reason why he entertained this idea is because Janelle was freaking out that these buyers might leave and not want the land anymore. Okay. Apparently it sold in less than 2 weeks. They listed in less than 2 weeks, it sold. So where the frantic nature is, oh my God, we got to make sure these people buy it. There'll never be another person that wants it. That makes no sense. There's nothing to justify that. If we look at facts, it got listed and sold in less than 2 weeks. So logically, give it another couple weeks, there's probably going to be another buyer that comes along. I do believe Flagstaff property is property that goes pretty quickly. All right. So Robin is pushing Mary to go ahead and sign the confidentiality agreement. Mary and Robin get in a tiff and a fight on the phone over it. So that doesn't end well. Mary has not spoken to neither Cody nor Robin since their last arguments that they each had over the phone. And then Robin is now claiming that she just wants everything to be fair for everyone, and she is not going to stand for it. Okay, let me just tell you exactly how this went down. According to Jenny, the book according to Jenny says that Robin knows this is not good for her. She knows Mary's pissed off and she's going to sing like a songbird. So she doesn't know. Now she's panicking because she was doing Cody's dirty work for him, trying to get her to sign this thing, knowing it wasn't right and it wasn't fair. So now she's in cahoots with the devil. She's laying in bed with him, literally. So she's mad at Cody now. You better fix this. You got to make it right. So this is why we see the whole rest of the episode, Cody going on and on and on and on and on about how good Robin is, how fair she is, how she wants this to be divided equally, how he's the one that doesn't want that, how he's the one that has the devil on his shoulder, how he's the one that has all these bad thoughts, how it wouldn't be fair if it were up to him, but he's got the nice wife. I think all of that is his now acting to do what he's been doing for the past 15 years, which is protect Robin at all costs. The people who can read between the lines are the ones that are really mad at Robin, and that really irks him, but he doesn't want anyone else to see through any cracks. So he is going to cover her with 20 cloaks of charity and say, it was all me. It was all me, And the whole time she was telling me, and so they had that all worked out. So she was saying the same thing in her couch interview. I just want it all to be fair. This is not going to happen. I don't understand how this is happening. You're not the man that I know. This is all an act, because they're now trying to protect her reputation, because his is gone. Like, there's reputation be gone. Like, there's nothing left. And I don't even know that there's a redemption arc even possible for him, because it's gonna take a lot for anybody to believe it. I mean, it would take years, like well beyond when the show will be well long over before people would even start to go, maybe he's changing. I don't know. It's just, we've seen too many, almost decades of his actions and behaviors and innermost thoughts that he can't keep his mouth shut about. So he shares them. And it's like, okay, we know what he's made up of. We know how his brain and his mind thinks. Not good. It's not good. So she thinks people like her a little bit more than him because people hate him so much. I don't know that to be true, but I think this is what they think. And nevertheless, he definitely wants to protect her, even if they do hate her equally as much. He wants to say, no, don't hate her, hate me. And he said that on the show. Oh my gosh, I think those almost exact words he said in a couch interview last year. Don't be mad at Robin, be mad at me. I'll take it. I can handle it. She's too fragile and she's too good and too nice. Don't say anything about Robin. Talk to me. I can take it. Like, he's the protector, the king of his castle, protecting his queen. It all fits into the whole mantra scheme, fake storyline that they got going, that they're royalty living in a castle now. Oh my God. They're Harry and Meghan is what they are. Oh. All right, so what do you guys think? I had a lot of storytelling going on here today. My brain has created the stories, and I feel like I know how it all went, but that it's all up in my head. I shouldn't say I don't have anything to defend it. I do. I have the show to defend it, and I have the words to defend it. But I don't know. Oh, that's a good one. Tracy's Fractured History and More. Tracy says, Saint Robin is from the Church of Victimization. So true. What was that line that Cody said? I think I wrote it down. Oh, I might have put it away. He said a line. I'll point it out when I do my review again. I don't know if I still have that paper. He said a line where he was just trying to sound intelligent again, where he throws a bunch of big words together. And it's not that it didn't make sense, but it was like, it was just stupid. Like, nobody talks like that. That's the annoying thing about it. It's like, it's not that it's necessarily always wrong, but like nobody, except for like some big, highly over intellectualized, pompous ass doctoral professor at an Ivy League is going to speak like this, who nobody likes. All right, here it is. And he goes on to mispronounce a word later, like a sentence later, the same. That was the irony of the whole thing. What was the word he mispronounced? I think it had an O in it, and he pronounced it with a long O instead of a short O. And then the word came up again. And he said it again like that. I'm like, that's not how you say that word. Right after, he said, it is a tragic manifestation of the failure of many, many dreams. It is a tragic manifestation of the failure of many, many, many dreams. There were actually 3 manys in there. Yeah, we had to do that too. Cherish. That's right, Lady Bat. I put that in my review too, when he used the word cherish, like solace. There you go. He called it solace. Yes, solace. That was right after he did the tragic manifestation of the failure of many dreams. And he goes, is it like, I like the solace here. And I'm like, the what? You mean solace? Oh my gosh. That's what makes it so funny though. He tries such a try hard. Such a tryhard. Just wants to impress. I'm not sure who he's trying to impress anymore. On the Special Forces show, we see he's trying to impress staff, the guys in charge, because like he just idolizes them because he wants to be an army man. Everybody is an army man, but he wants to be an army man. Or everyone doesn't want to be like Nick. I don't want to be an army man no more. I don't want to be an army man no more, which means nothing to any of you who aren't watching Special Forces. But there was a basketball player, Nick, something with a C. I can't remember his last name. Nick Kane is the only name that's in my head. Anyway, he was, I think, for LA. He was a basketball player. And he would do these challenges and he just hated them and he was scared of everything. And he would just be shaking and like on ladders where he's trying to balance and he's so tall. I don't want to be an army man anymore. I don't want to be an army man anymore. He was so serious, but he was also like his mantra is to make jokes to get through life. God, he was so funny. Cody is the opposite of that. He's like, I want to be an army man. I want to be an army man. He's just like, try hard, overdoing it. Do you notice I didn't have this in my review? Anyone who watches Special Forces, every single time he has to run to his rock and stop to get orders from that, he always like overshoots it. Like, he comes in hard. It's like an airplane smashing on its brakes at the end where everyone in the plane like goes forward and then, whoa. His whole body does a, he just has to run up to the rock and stand there and get the information. Like it just, nobody else does that. He's just like overdoing it with adrenaline beyond what anybody has pumping through their body. So he's got something pumping through his body, allegedly. And it's giving him a lot of adrenaline. Like I think he could pick up a car. That kind of adrenaline. Okay. Okay. All right. Yes. There's a good comparison, art by Julie. He is like Kramer running into Jerry's apartment. He totally in his arms out there and everything. And it's just that he's not funny. That's the unfortunate part about it. If he were like Nick and he were actually a funny person, then the whole shtick would be funny. Even if it was real, like it would be funny. It would be like, he's the crazy professor. He's the nutty professor. But instead of being the nutty professor, the DS all call him Mad Dog. Mad Dog. That's like a dog in rabies, the crazy ones, the ones that bite you and that are insane and that are uncontrollable. That's their nickname for him. It's their pet name for him is Mad Dog. Oh, gosh. I tell you. Yes, without the laugh track. Yeah, totally Kramer. Okay, we're winding down. Chucky. Oh, that's the other thing they call him too. They call him Mad Dog and they call him Chucky. Yeah, that way they don't call him Chucky. They'll call him Mad Dog to his face. Come on, Mad Dog, get over here. Like they make no bones about the fact that they can refer to him as Mad Dog. Chucky, they called him behind his back. Oh gosh, if any of you are not watching Special Forces, I understand it's not my kind of show. I'm not watching next season. I don't even really want to watch this last episode because it's the interrogation and I don't like watching people be tortured, basically. But I'll get through it because it's the last one. Cody's there to the very bitter end. But it's much more palatable if you just go back and watch my reviews because my reviews are 99% Cody Brown. And if I don't cover Cody Brown, it's simply because I'm giving background information that eventually is going to apply to relationships with people with Cody or whatnot. All right. So definitely watch the reviews of Special Forces because you see Cody out in the wild. As I've said this a couple times. It's like taking an animal and putting it in its natural habitat and seeing how it reacts with people because we never see him outside the bubble of his family ever. And I'm starting to realize how much they really protect him. And they don't make him look normal because we've never thought he looked normal, but like he's more odd. He's even more odd when you just put him amongst normal people to interact with them. He's kind of the same as on the show, but I guess we've just grown used to it on the show. It's just sort of who he is, but it's like blaringly obvious that like which one of these things is not like the other. And it's just his Kramerish Mad Dog, probably pumped up with some sort of speed type amphetamines or something, allegedly. I don't know. Based on behavior, I'm analyzing. And the fact that he brought a gazillion supplements with him. That's what I'm saying. And when the DS said, would you want him to be beside you? And the one said, yeah, as lead in a minefield. I spit Pepsi out of my nose. Yeah. It was pretty funny. All right. So back in the day, for all of you who've been following me for the past 2 years, I used to do quotes at the end, and life just got really busy and I haven't had time to keep up on them. But I came across a quote this week that I thought was very Cody Brown. So I'm going to share it with you. Let me see if I can share it on the screen here. Let's see. Image file. Oh, I know. Let's see if it'll bring it up. There we go. Do you know why God didn't allow our pets to speak? To teach us that love and loyalty are demonstrated by actions, not words. This needs to be painted on a big canvas the size of their car one and put in every room of his house to teach him a lesson. He does not understand that loyalty and love is demonstrated. It's not words, it's actions. Good quote, though. I don't know who said it. I'll be honest with you. I don't know where I even came across it, to be honest with you, because I'm really not on social media either, but maybe I was at the time. Sometimes I click on something here and there randomly and see things. So I feel bad, but there was no name. I literally took the whole quote and put it up so that it didn't give credit to anybody. All right. Anybody who's interested in Seeking Sister Wives, we will jump over to Reality TV Breakdown channel and we'll watch it together live now. So I will run to the bathroom and meet you there, and I will be sure to hit go live. It's a little late last time. I was talking to myself for about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm having issues, people. I'm getting old. So good to see you all. Take care. Adios. Goodbye. See you next week. Love you, sister friends.